News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
Good day. This is World News in 5 here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Israel's military said its forces had taken control of the Gaza side of the Rafah crossing between the Gaza Strip and Egypt a day after ordering tens of thousands of Palestinians to leave the area and launching repeated airstrikes. The Israeli operation comes after weeks of Israeli officials saying an offensive in Rafah was necessary to achieve their goal of defeating Hamas, while the United States, the United Nations, and others warned that launching an offensive in an area crowded with Palestinian civilians could create a humanitarian disaster. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell told reporters on Tuesday that he is afraid this is going to cause again a lot of casualties, specifically civilian casualties. Meanwhile, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian cited overwhelming demands of the international community as China called for Israel to stop attacking Gaza and instead do everything it can do to avoid a more serious humanitarian disaster in the Gaza Strip. United Nations Humanitarian Agency spokesperson Jens Lurk told journalists on Tuesday that Israel had shut the Rafah and Kerem Shalom crossings, cutting off access to the two main routes used to bring humanitarian aid into Gaza. It is noted that Israeli Foreign Minister Israel Katz posted on social media that Israel's move into Rafah is about achieving its main goals, including the release of the hostages held by Hamas and the militant group's defeat.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
In other news overseas, Moscow threatened to strike at British military targets inside Ukraine and elsewhere if Kiev's forces struck Russia with British-supplied long-range missiles, a move British Foreign Secretary David Cameron green-lighted Kiev to take in self-defense. During a visit in Kiev last week, Cameron said Kiev's forces will be able to use British long-range weapons to strike targets inside Russia. Cameron added that London did not put caveats on how Ukrainian forces use weapons supplied by Britain. The Russian Foreign Ministry announced in a statement it had summoned the British ambassador Nigel Casey in Moscow and warned him that if Ukrainian forces use British-supplied weapons to strike Russia, Moscow could retaliate at any UK military facility and equipment on Ukrainian territory and beyond. Russia announced earlier that it was planning new nuclear weapons drills near Ukraine's borders, citing threats made by Western leaders, including French leader Emmanuel Macron and British officials, and in response to NATO's expansive military exercise close to the Russian borders.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And news from the Philippine Foreign Service Post, the Philippine Embassy in Stockholm, in partnership with the Overseas Filipino Bank or OF Bank, held the third installment of its webinar series with discussions focusing on financial literacy. In his welcome remarks, Consul General Gines Ricardo D. Galiaga emphasized the importance of saving and investing as a means to secure financial well-being while also contributing to the betterment of families. Mr. Leover Loyola, OF Bank's relationship officer, provided a comprehensive discussion on the bank's services. He also explained the various financial services of OF Bank tailored specifically for overseas Filipino workers, including savings accounts, remittance services, and investment opportunities. He further emphasized the importance of financial literacy and encouraged attendees to take advantage of the resources and expertise available at OF Bank to secure their financial futures. Attendees expressed their appreciation for the valuable insights and knowledge imparted during the webinar.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.
And that concludes this edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes.
World News in 5.
Here on Radyo Pilipinas Worldwide.